Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. It's like a warlord. The Stash. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Happy Monday. Happy day 9 of Spooktober. I failed on posting a video every day, and I failed on streaming every day, but it's okay because I'm still here trying to wrap up the semester. I'm teaching 2 8-week courses, and tomorrow's the last day of the first 8 weeks, so been focusing on that. I apologize. I know all you want is everything I've got to give you, and I've just been falling short, so I apologize. Wanted to talk about Gala Moon for a second and checking on Old Man Smithers. He made a reply back to his previous message that I covered, and also we have an update message. So let's check it out. All right, Gala to the moon, baby. I know I said it the other day in my video, and it's clear. Gala to the moon. Gala to the moon. Gala to the moon. Gala to the moon. You know it, I know it. It's the truth. I did want to address something that came up. I'm going to rearrange my screen here in a second, and we'll talk about it. One of my comments several videos ago, someone brought up that Gala follows the market. Now, I'm going to make myself disappear for a minute. All right? Now, let me ask you something. 2 graphs at the top are Bitcoin and Ethereum. I would argue that those graphs look pretty close. Look pretty close. Pretty close. The bottom 2 graphs are Gala Games and XRP. I would argue that both of those coins are doing their own thing. They are doing their own thing. So, you tell me if you think Gala is following the market or not. I would argue that they are not. And I feel like the graphs show that. But I just wanted to address that because I keep seeing people talking about it, and I don't focus on ROI or any of that sort of stuff, but I think it's hurtful to the conversation to act like everything is just hunky-dory when I don't believe that it is hunky-dory. We don't need that where we're going. All right, so just wanted to show that, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think I am. I think these graphs show, these are all 1-year charts, by the way, 1-year charts, and Gala looks nothing like the other 2 at the top, which are the big dogs, of course. And I brought up XRP just to kind of show something that had like a crazy spike here, doing its own thing. So back to the business at hand. Old Man Smithers. All right, so Old Man Smithers posted on the 6th a correction in regards to his post here, which is the one I went over. So let's look at that one. A correction here. As pointed out by a few, it appears the original Townstar node price was closer to 10K rather than the 4K I posted before. I originally thought I had only 1 transaction for both nodes, but I went back and found 2 node purchases, 1 in town and 1 in Gala. And kind of embarrassing not to remember the details of 2 10K-ish purchases, but bull run at its finest. Kudos and thanks to all those who pointed out the error. So, basically, he's looking at getting 21 common ground nodes, if my math is correct. Actually, 22. If you add those up, let's add those up real quick. All right, so we've got 12, 4, 40, 63, plus 9, 6, 40, 21. That is $22,080. So yeah, he's going to be getting 22 common ground nodes. That's a lot. That's a lot, considering that he can run all of this on 1 VMS, and now he'll have to have 22 VMSs. That's a lot. Yeah. There you go. Let's go back to his newest post we're going to talk about here. By the way, he was on Faz Radio. I caught a piece of it. I went to bed right after it started. But I will go ahead and go over that. I'm going to try and do that Wednesday. Go over the Faz Radio highlights and also go over the Town Hall AMA that they did. I really don't think Gala knows what AMA means, to be honest. I don't think they. I think they just know. It's kind of like NFT. They don't know what NFT means. They sell fungible tokens, call them NFTs. They claim to do an AMA, but they actually don't do an AMA. They do a. I don't even know what to call it. It's not an Ask Me Anything. It's a. We'll filter your questions and say what we want. But anyway, Old Man Smithers. I had a friend visiting from out of town the last few days. From the number of DMs I got, it was a busy weekend for Gala Games and their new dirt nodes. People keep poking me for an update. Part of the problem with making a critical post is that I feel honor-bound to make a follow-up post if some of my earlier criticisms have been addressed. So let's do this. This is from BITBENDER. It is a soft token for now. Rob H. No idea who that is. Any diamonds in this dirt? Really? Really? Dude, the Kool-Aid, man. When it's like you stop drinking it and then you realize, my God, some people that's like they're like mainlining it, you know. Ugh. BITBENDER replies, however, I would think you guys would prefer that if there's an actual token attached to it, you would prefer an actual launch instead of just here have an ERC20 token, go play on Uniswap. He replies, let's read his reply. First of all, we get a vague hint that there may be an actual token planned. BITBENDER says if there is an actual token, but seems to use that in defense of the current soft token. In other words, the soft token is there as a stopgap measure to make sure they can get the actual token done right? Question mark. I don't know for sure, and I'd bet good money that neither does Gala. This is an example of the maybe good stuff is coming stuff that drives me crazy. Hype and promises with enough wiggle room to say they never promised it in the first place. About the only thing that makes me crazier is when they say good stuff is definitely coming, and then it never does. So soft tokens, i.e. database entries now, and actual tokens maybe later. For instance, when you get your rewards, right, whether it's an FT from the competition or coins, it's just a database. It's not a real coin. Did you know that? Did you know that? It's not real. If Gala's database goes down, there's no treasure chest on the blockchain. Do you know what I'm saying? So BITBENDER continues on. Nodes are the center of CGW expansion efforts, and guilds and the associated facilities can have multiple levels. Think of it as estate buildings in California. So the way we look at it, we wanted to give everyone the maximum flexibility. We could have taken each node, said arbitrarily that your node is a level X node based on the purchase price, but that gets super confusing and doesn't allow you the flexibility to decide what you want to do with it. So instead, we give you several nodes based on that purchase price and let you decide. You don't give them several nodes, BITBENDER. Several is like 2 to 3 to 4. You're talking about giving people a dozen or more. That's not several. We're talking about a significant increase in the cost of someone running a node. This is not just sweep it under the rug, we're doing this for your benefit. No, this is a significantly important change, and I haven't seen one person that's excited about the idea of having to run 20 to 40 to 50 VMSs because they bought multiple Townstar nodes. Why would they want that? You've proven time for past 2 years that they're worthless. But you're right. We'll trust you and believe you this time, because this time it'll be different. Sorry, I got verklempt there for a second. I read ahead the next line and then I laughed because remember when I got banned from the Discord? It was for sharing Gala Gold information. So here we are renewing my lease on being banned forever. BITBENDER says this is all a gold tier leak, so please keep it here. LOL. But I just want you guys to understand that we thought a good deal about this before we decided to do it this way, and consistently made steps in the direction that puts you in the driver's seat for what your node does and becomes. The reality is that no matter what we do, there will be someone who is salty about it. Well, he's obviously poking fun at Old Man Smithers without giving any substance. But we felt that giving maximum flexibility has the greatest chance of letting people find a path forward that suits them best. I highly doubt that they thought a good deal about it. I'm just going to put that out there. I don't think they thought shit about this, because it doesn't make any fucking sense. And if they had maybe polled their node owners and asked them ahead of time, maybe they could have gotten some feedback that could have helped them actually shift it in a direction that the node owners would actually want. But I'm just a crazy one here. All right, let's go back to the main message. Next is a lengthy post about the nodes and potential levels. According to the above, you don't have to run all 15 plus dirt nodes if you don't want to. Instead, you can merge them to level up to a single dirt node. I'd imagine a leveled up dirt node would have greater benefits, but there's no way of telling. This is all planned future utility. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. Until it does, I'm going to remain skeptical. Sorry, but I've been burned too many times to do otherwise. I will give them props for the part where they justify the 15 dirt nodes by saying it gives some flexibility to the customers. Provided any of this actually happens, it is nice of them to give us the choice of either selling, running them piecemeal or doing the merging ourselves. I also got a laugh out of the last part of the post where BitBender is talking about no matter what they do, some folks will be salty. Guilty as charged, I guess. I'd like to point out that if Gala would have simply put the part about merging and leveling dirt nodes in the initial Medium post, people like me wouldn't have questioned them about it. The same goes for an eventual ERC20 token. Communication has always been an issue for Gala. I don't think it's anything malicious for the most part, but rather an instance of the left hand not knowing what the 20 other right hands are doing. I disagree with this wholeheartedly. Gala consistently does what's best for them, and then the community is a afterthought. So no, I don't think their communication issues is just happenstance. I believe it's intentional. We've got BitBender saying things. We got Benefactor coming in saying things, but they're all on the backside selling tokens, manipulating the market. I don't think it's not malicious. I believe it's all only for the benefit of Gala and the community they don't really care about. There's way too much shooting from the hip, and oftentimes the community is dragged along for the ride. Well, there you go. But see, that's the thing, though. I don't know if it's as much shooting from the hip. It could be. It could be shooting from the hip. It could also just be they're just doing what they want because it makes their pockets fatter. That's not to try and give them a total pass, though. There have been some definite instances, in my opinion, of outright lying to the community. Yes. Like the reason given for the Gala V2 token, helping the ecosystem versus locking out a founder. And the reason for increased founder node pricing, decentralization versus the founders owning 14K nodes. Gala Games tends to gloss over these things, and that's where the community itself needs to hold them accountable, even if they call us a salty bunch. Speaking of salty boys, I had lunch visiting my friend, and we did a couple double take when we saw what the other was wearing. Just a couple of salty town node owners still sporting the Gala swag since we attended both Galaverses. We had to take a picture for posterity. All right. Anyway, that's it. Honor is satisfied. Everything I've heard so far is just new promises meant to replace the old ones. I hate to be so darn cynical about the chances of these promises being kept, but history is a harsh scorekeeper. I like that line, OLDMANSMITHER'S. I really like that. History is a harsh scorekeeper. Prove me wrong, Gala Games. It would be a pleasant surprise. They're not going to, OLDMANSMITHER'S. Let's be honest. They're not going to prove you wrong. They're going to pretend to care. They're going to pretend to give you more half-assed promises. You and I both know they're not going to do any of this. They're just going to continue to, as you said, kick the can down the road. Nothing good's going to come of this. It's just going to be more same of the same. There was no reason for them to merge with Common Ground World. A movie about saving the planet and a video game where you got Santa Claus and wizards. They don't make sense. Maybe the original Town Star before they started butchering it with making items so they could sell FTs, so they could make metas so that you'd buy the FTs. Maybe before they got to that part, like 2.5 years ago, maybe you could argue that these two games, this game and this movie would have meshed together, but this doesn't make sense now. It's just clearly a cash grab, and now they're trying to make it okay or whatever. I don't know. You're more than welcome to have optimism at this point, but I feel like the hopium and copium should have ran out a long time ago. But that's just me. All right, I'm going to drop links to his Twitter as well as this actual status post. I've got links to my Discord down below if you'd like to come join. Discord's also the easiest way to get a hold of me. Got links if you want to support the channel. I appreciate all of you being here. I hope you're doing well. That all being said, I'm liking Warlord. A stash. I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt. You breathe that in and you can constantly taste the salt.
Ooh, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I want to shout out my Patreons from Patreon, and my new YouTube members as well. I got that going. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so very much. Your help has been crucial to keeping me alive and keep streaming and keep helping and hopefully entertaining you along the way. Anything I can do to make it more worth your while, please let me know down below. Also, you can find me on my Discord. I have my Discord server link down below, Patreon links down below, and then membership should be somewhere around here. Thank you all so very, very much. I really appreciate you. And I look forward to the future, and I hope you will come along for this journey with me. Thank you. Take care.